Hello everyone, so today I have a beautiful art journal to share that I made using an old planner. That's what the cover here is. I've just covered up the year, that was 2019, with a sticker from your Creative Studio supply box, and I Mod Podged a little over the top. First, in order to ensure that it would stick to this kind of faux leather shiny surface, I scratched it up with some sandpaper and then definitely used the Mod Podge on that. And this is my second ever attempt at a Coptic stitch binding. So definitely some room for improvement, but hey, it worked. So I'm really happy with how my second attempt turned out. My first attempt is not so great here. Not sure what I did wrong there, but I think I found a better tutorial to follow. This was just hot press watercolor paper. I'm probably going to unstitch it, and also I was a little too rough pulling the stitches and ripped right through the paper, but you know, that's how you learn, is you don't start with the most important paper, right? Start with the practice paper. So I'm pretty happy how that turned out, and this is a pretty shiny cover, but I thought it was nice. So going on the inside, we have the art journals made from the old planner. Lots of gel prints and book pages, junk mail, as well as supplies from my Your Creative Studio boxes. In particular, the most recent, I believe it's April? Let me check on that. But anyway, so that would be this, the artsy box. I'm calling it the artsy box, where we got this washi tape here. We got this paper here that I have turned into a pocket, and of course I don't have anything to tuck. Here, let me grab something. So that's a little pocket there, and then these stickers that are a postage stamp were also in the box this last month, and I just loved a lot of them. So I featured them. Here are two of my favorites here, this Ex Libris one, and then this kind of pheasant, this white pheasant-like bird creature. I love that turquoise. You know I love turquoise if you've watched this channel, so you can see there was a tear on my original planner cover here. Like, you can kind of see that. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, that was why I chose to put the washi there. I'm just covering that up. So the first signature here, this is 3 signatures that I've sewn in, and I'm definitely not at tutorial stage for the Coptic stitch binding, but yeah, I've done a lot of pamphlet stitch binding, and I've always wanted to try it, so this was a good opportunity. The thing about the Coptic stitch binding is it allows the book to lay flat, relatively speaking here, you know, when you do it right. So this is a gel print, obviously, and then I've folded up the edge here for another little place to tuck things. This first signature is kind of going to be probably used for drawing. It's not going to take wet media. I've got book pages in here. This is another scrap of the Your Creative Studio paper. But I had this Garden Lake book page, and so it had these grid pages for planning, and then these were in the postage stamp collection, the stickers, and they're both penguins, and I love penguins, and they both have that beautiful yellow, so it's going really well with the colors here. And I thought for this page I'm totally planning to draw some penguins on there. That's going to be that page. And then this is a scrap of printed music paper that I put the paper there, and then I've folded up again so that, you know, if I have whatever scrap I've drawn on or whatever, I can stick it in here. There's some options here. Some washi, another scrap, and then this is from the thicker tag weight paper ephemera. Now, if you haven't seen that box opening, I should go ahead and put an iCard in the corner there so you can see all the supplies that came in that recent Your Creative Studio box, and then you'll know what I'm talking about there. Here I have torn the edge here. I like that look, and so this is also from that garden book, and as well as this, and I thought this could be a background or this could be something I color in. A lot of options there, and there's that other side. I did accidentally get some gesso up here, but that's okay. Don't know exactly what I'll do with that page, but this was the other side, and it's sort of garden planning, and it's going the wrong direction, but I just wanted to take that and put it way in the background, and then I prepped it with gesso so that I can do whatever over the top of it. And then here's a sticker from the Your Creative Studio box, and then I really liked how this turned out from the stamps in the current box, most current box. These are two stamps. There's the hand with the paintbrush, and then there were these beautiful brush stroke stamps. So I stamped it out in the Peacock oxide ink, and then I used, I think, fired brick oxide ink here for the hand, but I just left the tip blank and I put the Peacock on the tip of the paintbrush there, so it looks like it's, you know, painting that stroke out. So that was fun. Some more stamps from the box. Here are some brush strokes in the fired brick, and then I stamped out this what is this, a palette, like a watercolor palette with brushes. I stamped it out in the Peacock, but it wasn't really showing up enough, so then I did it in the Onyx Black, and of course I didn't get it exactly right, and this is here because it's covering up something. I didn't really want like some date or something in there. Then we have another little splotch from the stamps, and then a splotch here, and a paintbrush. Again, those are in the Peacock ink. And then this is part of that book page. This is the other side that has that planning stuff that's been prepped with gesso. Got less of it on the top there. Some washi up here. That's just hiding some text that I wasn't crazy about. So these pages I'm probably going to be doing little sketches on, or drawings, some stuff like that. Here's the other side of that pocket. And I can tape things in. Who knows? This is full of possibilities, this art journal. It's kind of like art journal slash whatever, you know. And that's the end of the first signature there. Here's an old book page, which I just loved, the beautiful illustration. I don't know what I'm going to do on this page, but I did staple in one of these pieces of tag weight ephemera so that I can keep it completely, you know, with its original illustration and just tuck things in. There's possibility there. This is the other side. I folded this over and glued it down because I like those colors. They might inspire me. I might cover this up in the end. I don't know. This is a gel print, and it's kind of a fairly faint one, so I thought I could draw on the top of it or paint on the top of it. Here, you might recognize this yellowish paper. That is, in fact, the tissue paper that comes in the Your Creative Studio box every month. And I've doubled it up against itself to give it a little more weight and glued it together. And then this piece of paper was in one of the paper ephemera packs from the most recent box. And then I looked up frame doodles and I just drew this on. I wanted to give it just a little something to make it pop. And here's some paper shreds there, and so I really like how that turned out. I am not great at like coming up with doodles on my own, but there are all kinds of cool examples of framing out, and I really like how it elevates that. On the back side here, I didn't want to cover up all the Your Creative Studio tissue illustrations here because I love the butterfly, but then this is from a box way back, I don't remember, months and months ago, maybe even a year or more ago, and there was this mulberry type paper that's kind of translucent, so it's knocking back those patterns and making something else be able to stand up here. I could paint something. Then I've got some scraps here, and then this is a junk mail envelope, and I kept the original stamp and postage mark because I liked that. But it's just, you know, one of those manila envelopes that I've sewn in sideways and left the pocket for tucking things. This is some of the, I think this might be the sticker paper from the box because I think I just stuck it right on there and, you know, rounded the corners. And then this is from some old box previous, you know, in my stash, but I think this paper was from the paper pad. So, yeah, I was going with kind of a postage theme here. If there was another theme in the latest box, it was mostly like art supply, but then we did have postage, which is pretty common in the vintage Your Creative Studio box, but I love it. So that's kind of a blank slate here for doing something else, and then we have the opening there. I kept the original closure part here. I thought it might be interesting to see what I could do with that, maybe hold something in. I have no idea, but you know, for now, I kept it. Yeah, I think it's just going to stay there, but yeah. And then I trimmed around to place this paper down so that there wasn't, like, you know, manila showing through, even though it does match pretty well. So this is the other side. I guess I didn't do anything with that one, leaving it open. That's what it looked like originally before I did anything to it. Then we have more of the gel print. So this second signature is much thicker paper. This is, you know, could be painted on. It's going to take a lot more than just pencil. Maybe not wet media too much, but markers and all kinds of stuff. And the third and final signature is mostly gel print papers, which again are thicker. Ooh, I love how that one turned out. It's just, I don't know what I'll do on that. It's giving me kind of a mermaid vibe. You know, maybe I could paint a mermaid in there, not sure. But I also took some scraps of watercolor paper. I think this is Canson XL, so it's, you know, student grade, it's not the greatest watercolor paper, but obviously I was doing something on there, so they were scraps, and I've stuck them in here also. So these ones, yeah, I can go at these with watercolor. These are some of the only ones that are really going to take wet media, but, you know, to a certain extent. Love this one. That was, I believe, a feather that helped me get that image there. This one's kind of not the prettiest, but I could paint over this. You know, this one I can add on to. This has a tear here, but again, these are scraps, so instead of throwing them away, the junk journal, I'll put them in my art journal and then give them new life. Again, those are the same, you know, I don't even know what happened here, but it's kind of nice because it's not just white, so it's less intimidating. Here's a piece of junk mail envelope that I had used in gel printing. I think I put like a post-it note over the clear so that it didn't print on that, and so we still have the option of a window, a show through, whatever you put in there. So plenty of possibility there. I just tore off the flap there. And then this side has a tiny bit of window showing through, but I put one of the stamps that, or the stickers that looks like a postage stamp with kind of Michelangelo's David in the center. That is from the latest Your Creative Studio box there. Again, these are just the watercolor pages, and then this is a scrap of the tissue paper that came in the box. You can kind of hardly tell that it's very vintage. There's some paint tubes on there, I believe. And I got a little rough gluing it on with my glue stick and I tore it. I swear, it always happens. But, you know, this is total vintage rough look, so it works. Beautiful. These, would you believe it? This image here that was gel printed on is actually a pine cone. These beautiful pine cones that make this kind of rose shape that I find in the, I think it's in the fall, I can't remember. And so, yeah, that was fun to gel print with. And then the final page is like a collection, or the back is a collection of some of my favorite postage stamp stickers from the latest box, and then these two right here came in the ephemera pack that had some washi stickers as well. So we got the bunnies on there, and then I picked some of these because it really goes with the blue that's on this page. So I really like how that turned out. I do need to add a little adhesive on the corner there so it doesn't come back up. But yeah, that was fun to get to use those. And you know, sometimes it can be tempting to hoard the images you like best instead of, you know, using them. So this is a great way to stick them on the back, and I can always enjoy them, and I like how it looks. So that is something that I was doing with the latest Your Creative Studio box, and this I'm actually, my computer keeps beeping next to me, I'm actually going to be bringing this with me for appointments and things. I actually finished kind of decorating it a little bit on the road, so yeah, this is going to be a great thing to have with me if I want to sketch. I've got that section. If I bring along, I probably won't do like actual acrylic painting, but if I want markers or a little watercolor, I've got all those in one art journal. So thank you for watching as always. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful and creative day. Bye!